Hey everybody, it's Josh from Walnut Ridge. I wanted to go over something this week that we've experienced and we get quite a few phone calls on because so many of these RVs have household refrigerators in them now. The reaction to power loss, so when you leave a campground and unplug it, maybe, and you didn't think about turning stuff off before you left, these refrigerators act a little differently. They're more like the ones in your house. That's why they're residential fridges. So I wanted to show you, like, for instance, on this one, this is a Samsung residential fridge that we had an issue with the fridge not working properly, and everything seemed to be on. The display comes on, the light comes on, you open the doors, everything seems to work, but it just wasn't cooling properly. And what I wanted to show you, there's a couple things on these we can do. If we get closer up here, you can see this says OF. Well, it's actually 3F, so it's off and off on both of these. So the freezer and the fridge is off, but yet the fridge, you know, everything's on and it appears to be working. That's because this is kind of basically in a demo mode for, like, at the store, you can open it up, mess with buttons, and it doesn't really do anything to the fridge. So you have to take it out of that. And sometimes these will default to that, which is kind of a factory setting when they're first shipped, that you have to go in and turn off. So I just wanted to show you on this one, it's really easy. There's a couple buttons, one's labeled power freeze and one's labeled freezer. And all we're gonna do is push that down, and it takes, I think on this one, yeah, 3 seconds you let off, and you'll see now we have temperatures up here. So -4 in the freezer, 40 degrees in the fridge. Everything is now working as it should. Sometimes on these, your display may not come on at all. Or this particular one, when we had to fix it, this on the fridge side here, the display where it says 40, all of this was all dark except for one little line at the top of this 0 was just flashing. And so it was in some kind of a just kind of a safety mode. The fridge didn't know what to do. It's most likely from a power loss or multiple power losses. So maybe this one, the generator got shut off, and the auto switchover wasn't fast enough to go to their short cord, or they didn't have it plugged in yet. So you had like multiple power on and off cycles, and so it kind of freaked the fridge out a little bit to where it went into a safety protection mode. But there's an easy way to fix that too. Had to do some Googling because I don't think they really list these in your owner's manual. So it's a good tool to use. If you have a smartphone or something, you can get online and look it up. But inside the cabinet, you'll find the model, the label for what model of the fridge it is. So you would want to look it up specifically to that model. But on this particular one, to do a hard reset on this, to kind of get it back to its factory settings, you actually hold this power freeze and power cool button, and it takes like 8 seconds. You can't really hear it on this video, but the fridge makes a small little chiming noise whenever you've done it. But I'm going to hold these down and show you, because it'll kind of go to 8 and kind of flash all the lights and then back to normal to let you know it's back in operating mode. So just hold these down for, I think it's about 8 seconds on this one. Starting to chime now. There you go. You can see everything flashing. It's reset. Now we're back to working again. So the fridge and the freezer should cool to where it needs to be. So if you're out camping and you run into something like that, I would try those steps first. Sometimes just resetting the control panel is all the fridge needs. There's the compressors on these for the back to cool everything. They're pretty resilient, and you usually don't have a problem with those. And it's a lot different than the RV fridge, where you had gas and electric, and you had heating elements heating up the ammonia in the back, and then there's multiple controls that the thing's looking for. Lots of things that go wrong with those. These residential fridges, not quite as much. It either has on or off for the compressor, and then there's going to be a damper somewhere to blow that cold air from the freezer into the fridge compartment, and that's pretty much it as far as the components go on these. So as long as you have power and something's wigging out on this control panel, try that reset first, and it'll probably get you back up and operational. Hope this helps you. Thanks.